Hello, hello, my creative friends. I have something so powerful and so beautiful to share with you guys today. I just finished a free session that I sent out to my email list and I sent out to my Facebook group and invited them for free, but it was like a 2-hour notice. But we had quite a few people there and it was incredibly inspiring and profound. And I'm coming off of this huge, just absolute euphoria about this class. And so I wanted to share with you guys today some of the things that we talked about, some of the realizations, but one of the biggest things that I think needs to be said before we jump into that. Welcome. It's Aubrey. I am a subconscious release technique practitioner, as well as a Reiki master and massage therapist and photographer. So I'm your neighborhood, super creative girl, multi-passionate entrepreneur and a mom and a wife, and just living life to its fullest and sharing my experiences and my knowledge and all of the good stuff with you guys. Thank you for being here. If you haven't been here before, this is Creative Entrepreneurs Unblocked. Be sure to give us a like, maybe subscribe, leave a review so that Apple puts out the podcast to more people so we can grow our audience. And mostly, if this is your first time here, just say hi. Maybe stop by Instagram, say hi, or Facebook. That would be super cool. I love getting messages from people talking about the podcast, because it really helps me to hone in on what content you guys love the most and just get feedback and connect with other creative women entrepreneurs like this podcast allows me to do. So as we move forward into 2025, I thought it was really relevant to take a deep dive and really assess what the past year has brought each of you. Now, this is on a very personal level. I did not do this on a global level or, the world is dealing with this. And so fill in the blank, right? It was more about what has happened in your life that you may not have had the opportunity to fully process or to fully break down and release. So we went ahead and did that in this group session today. If you're on the email list, you're going to get that replay regardless. And if you're not on it, just shoot me an email and I will send you that replay. It's a super powerful and inspiring session that everybody could absolutely use at the end of the year. But one of the things that came up big time in this session today was talking about, are you living your life through the lens of fear or through the lens of faith? And a little disclaimer, it's virtually impossible to live through both lenses, right? So you're either choosing to look at things through fear or you're choosing to look at things through faith, okay? I'm not going to get into all the nitty-gritty of everything that we went through because it was an hour-long class, but the aspect that I really felt inspired to share with the podcast today is taking that faith lens and shaping our everyday life around it. So what I liken this to is being able to tap into that inner child inside of you. Okay. Now hear me out. Let's say you are sitting on your porch, you just grilled up some chicken and you're about to go in and feed the kids and feed the hubby and get the dog settled and all the things. And you're just rushing through all the moments, right? All the things that you need to do in order to get this food on the table. But you look up for a split second and you see that the sky is like this fire red and yellow, this beautiful, just gorgeous sunset. And you get to either choose to be excited about that in that moment, or you get to brush it aside and say, okay, that's wonderful. That's great, Aubrey, but I have to finish dinner, right? So I got to get inside. I got to do it. I feel like in our lives, in our everyday lives, we are seeping into that fear phase and not allowing ourselves to live in faith that dinner will be ready when it's ready. The children will be happy when the dinner is ready. But I want to look at that sunset. And even if it's just for 30 seconds, I want to look at that sunset And I'm going to let that fill me with joy. I'm going to let that make me happy. I'm going to act like a child in a candy store when I see that sunset. Because no, it's not the first sunset I ever saw. It's not the first time I've ever been in awe with nature or with my surroundings. But if I turn that off and I walk away and I get back to what I think I need to do, I'm not allowing that little child to tap in to that energy, to feel good in the moment. I'm more so saying, shh, okay, but we got to get back to work. We got stuff to do. Don't worry about it, right? There'll be another sunset. There'll be another sunset a different time. Like all of those things that come into your head when you catch just a glimpse of something so beautiful, it would stop you in your tracks. But then you remember that you're busy. But then you remember that you don't have time for this, right? With the group today, I really wanted to tap in on this part of us that so badly wants to live in those beautiful moments, that so badly wants to be that little child that's excited about life, that's excited about all the things going on, right? We just forget. We forget to do that. And that's my message for you guys today. I want you to ask yourself, where am I telling that child to be quiet and allowing the busyness of my life to get in the way? Because I have news for you creative people out there, all of you that are writers, that are photographers, that are musicians, like all of my creative brothers and sisters out there. I know you're listening, and I got to tell you, there is no way to create without tapping into that childhood wonder. You don't get to. When you have a creative block, it's because you're disconnecting from that side of you. I mean, and that's as simple as I could put it, right? Like there's a lot more to it. I mean, I've ran entire courses and classes on creative blocks, and I've done countless one-on-one sessions with people to help them get through a phase where they're being blocked creatively, where they feel like they can't come up with any work, they're not feeling inspired, they're feeling unmotivated to even put forth the effort. They can't even grasp that they have an imagination anymore, because it just feels so empty and so blah and so not there, right? The simplest way to describe what's going on is that you've told that inner child to, shh, just be quiet. I'm busy over here. And you've done it enough that it actually does get quieter, right? It actually does kind of say, okay, well, they don't want me around, kind of like your intuition will do the same thing when you ignore it. So what I'm asking for you to do today in this super short riff that I'm doing, I feel so inspired about, is I'm asking you to find a way to start adding that child back into your life. Start saying, you know what? I know that's just somebody just bought me a free coffee, the person in front of me in this drive-through, and that's, thanks. That's great. I mean, I don't have to spend $7 now, but no, like really allow yourself to be happy about it. Say, wow, this must be my lucky day, right? This has never happened to me before. I always wondered why this never happened to me before, but here I am, and I got a free coffee today. You see the difference? When you allow yourself to feel into that and you allow those creative juices to just kind of take over, you allow joy into your life. So many of us are missing that joy. We're just walking around and we're forgetting to have these small moments and just grab a hold of them and say, wow, look how incredible this is. Look how lucky I am to have this. Look how fortunate I am to remember to look up at the sky around sunset. Remember to look up at the sky even though I'm completely busy and I have like zero time to take anything else in. But how blessed am I? How fortunate am I that I get this opportunity to remind me to have joy, to really love my life. Because so many of us get so busy that we're forgetting to allow that in so we can really enjoy our lives. And when you don't really enjoy your life, all of those small things that feel heavy, that don't go our way, that feel like they ruined our day, they ruined our month. We're worried about the bills. We're worried about this. We're worried about the dogs. We're worried about whatever. All of those things are even heavier when you don't allow yourself to have any joy. So what I'm asking of you today is to purposely seek out moments where you can fill your soul with joy, where you can be that child again. Maybe it's goofing off in the living room. Maybe it's pretending you guys have a karaoke machine and you're just singing into your fork or whatever, enjoying that time with your family, watching a movie with popcorn, even though that's not on the diet and it gets stuck in your teeth or whatever, like just really enjoying it. Because those emotions that you call in during those moments that can be so simple or so profound are the kinds of emotions that fuel your creative work. Those are the kinds of things that keep you in a state of creation, where you are every day in the mode where you can create something new if you wanted to. You know, oh, there's a beautiful sunset. You know what? I got my camera right here. I got a piece of paper. I'm going to write a little poem about it, about this moment, about how I feel, right? You get to decide how you portray the life that's in your face. You get to decide what you receive out of that life that's coming in, because you don't want to be that person that's like, oh, it was a pretty sunset. Oh, yeah, I never even looked up, actually. I was outside, but I didn't look up. What are you missing out on that is actually to your own detriment, that is actually making you smaller? What are you missing out on that's keeping you old and decrepit instead of a child full of adventure and imagination and creativity? That's the part of us that yearns so much to create something, whether that's your art or whether that's relationships or whatever it be. So wherever you're at right now, I'm definitely sending my love to you, but I'm also asking you in the most polite and friendly way to find ways to connect to that inner child inside. Because I can promise you on the other side of that is a world full of all of the creations you could ever want. They've just been sitting there knocking at your fake door, just knocking, but they can't get in because you're not willing to look up at the sky, because you're not willing to feel that joy. You're not willing to be a child at heart. And so you're putting up all these blockers. Everything that's waiting outside of that block, that energetic wall for you, is for your own good. That is meant to come in and add to your life, add to your quality of life, to your happiness. So break down those walls, remember to look up, and remember to honor that child inside. Let it be excited about things that seem so random and dumb. Maybe you find a penny. Let it be excited about all of it. And wherever you're at right now, friend, I hope you have a beautiful day. If you want the replay to my closing out of 2024, just send me an email. It's Aubrey, Aubrey, at abstoryteller.com. And just put in the subject replay, and I'll know exactly what you're talking about. Okay. All right, friends. Thank you for joining me today. If you loved this, please like it. Please share it. Please subscribe. Do all the things. Let us know that you love the podcast and you love the message that we share. All right, friends, we will talk soon.